So for this next video we're going to have a look at the knife tool, and we're going to also look at joining objects together, or the joining element of tools. So I've just set this basic scene up, 3 primitive cubes, so it's just duplications of the cubes. And if I go to wireframe mode, you can see that one of the cubes has had some faces deleted, one of the cubes has had an edge deleted, and then one is just a normal cube. So we'll start with the knife tool, and we'll pull the knife tool in. So if we go into edit mode, which is the tab key, and we go to the vertex mode, we can see that we can select the vertexes. So there's the vertexes in world space. We can select any of those. And the knife tool could be used. This is the knife tool here. So if you want the shortcut, it's Shift Spacebar and K. So if we went Shift Spacebar and K, you can see we would get the knife tool. So Shift Spacebar K. You can see that you can get to the knife tool through this. So we press the knife tool, and we can click on an edge, and then we can click on another edge, and we can click on a vertex. So when it goes red, you've got the actual vertex sitting over the top, so something like that. And then you could press enter, and you've made the cut in that geometry. We could go here, we could slide in, so you see we can just keep dragging along, making those cuts, press enter, and we're adding more. We've added a few extra bits in there as well. We've got a couple of extra vertexes, so we might want to go in and delete those vertexes. So if we had hit delete, the delete key, and we delete the vertex, this is where we start to get to problems. So we're actually deleting the whole connected face system. So what we want to do is actually right mouse click and dissolve the vertex. So that's how we would just remove the vertex without actually causing any damage. Something else to look at as well is the merging of vertexes. So if we selected these 2 vertexes and right mouse click on the context menu, we could go in and we could merge the vertexes. So the hotkey there is M, and then you can decide how you're going to merge those together. Or you can just right mouse click, merge vertex, and then decide the same. So if I said we wanted to collapse them, they'll collapse together equally. Or if we said we wanted to do it at the cursor, it would merge them at the 3D cursor. So you can actually move that 3D cursor and then use that as your point where you want to do it. Or we could actually merge at center, in which case it would approximate where the center of that is. And you could do it by distance. So the merge by distance tool, you could actually just slide this up, and when it gets to a distance where these are, then it would start to merge any vertexes that are within that distance parameter. So that's quite useful. If you wanted to move the vertex so that it's on top of the other vertex and then delete it, you can use the snap tool. So you could use snapping by vertex, turn that on, and then as you drag this, whenever you get near a vertex, sorry, turn it on. Whenever you get near a vertex, it'll snap. So you see snapping in. And then you could select both of those vertexes and again merge at the center point, and it would merge them together. You could also turn on that it merges the UVs as well. One of the things that I was looking for from a Maya point of view is we had a heads-up display, which was always useful to see how many vertexes you've got going on in a scene. And this is actually down here. If you have a look down here, we've got what's actually in our view. So we've got, these are the vertexes that are in our view. If I select all of those, you can see I've got 23 of 23 selected. So any duplicates, I'd be able to find them just by selecting over the top. I can see I've got 1 vertex. Or if I selected an edge, if I went to edge select, press 2, you can see I've got an edge selected. Or if I went to faces, I've got a face selected, which is there. And it tells me how many edges are connected to that face. It tells me how many vertexes are connected as well. So there's some useful information that's in there, and it tells me which object I'm actually working on as well. So there is a heads-up display. It's always on, and it's kind of out of the way of the heads-up display. It's just always on down here. And I believe in 2.9 there's some options to just limit what you see as well. So you can right mouse click and select through that, which is going to be more useful. So the next thing to look at, I'm just going to select this one and go into tab mode, and I'm going to go into vertex mode. So say I wanted to add an edge between these 2 points. If I was to use the knife tool, I could click on this one and then this one, and as you can see, I'm sort of struggling a little bit to do that. So what I want to do is I want to actually select this vertex and this vertex, and I'm just going to press J to join them together, and we've added that missing edge. So that was pretty easy, and we can do the same here. So this one and this one, and you can see that we can go in and press J and it'll create a connection between those. It'll add an edge that's missing. So this is useful when we're doing a bit of retopology and we need to start to create quads. I was recently doing a car. I wish I'd known that hotkey then. And then the last one that I want to look at is how do we connect and join faces together. So this object has got 3 faces missing. So the way that we can do certain things in Blender is we can actually extrude this edge. So I'm just going to go in here and extrude that vertex up in Z, and I'm going to go up and I'm just going to make sure it snaps. So just by going over to this side, because I've constrained it to Z, I can snap it to this side and select it. So now I've got an edge just sitting there on its own, and then I can actually select these vertexes and press F, and that'll just fill that hole up. Same on this side, F, and the same on the top, F. So that's how we would complete that. So that's just a quick little demonstration of using either the knife tool or using the join tool, which is J when we're in component mode, or F to do face mode, complete face modes. Hope that will help.